Join me as I dive deep into the mind of a narcissist and try to figure out what really makes them tick. Narcissism is a topic that's often shrouded in mystery, but it's an incredibly important one to understand, especially when it comes to our interpersonal relationships. With the rise of social media, it's never been easier for people to present a perfect image to the world, even if that image is far from reality. But beneath the surface of these seemingly confident individuals often lies a complex web of insecurities and motivations that drive their behavior. Individuals who have to deal with narcissists often find themselves walking on eggshells, never knowing when they'll trigger an outburst or be subjected to emotional manipulation. These people are masters of making others feel guilty, anxious, or even crazy. They can be charming and charismatic one minute and then turn cold and distant the next. It's a psychological game of cat and mouse, where the narcissist always seems to hold the upper hand. Dealing with narcissists can be utterly draining, and it's not uncommon for people to feel like they're losing their grip on reality. You might find yourself constantly trying to please them, only to realize that no matter what you do, it's never enough. Their lack of empathy means they have no qualms about using guilt, anger, or self-pity to get what they want from you. Psychologists often describe narcissists as having a fragile self, and it's this fragility that drives their need for constant validation and admiration. They're like emotional vampires, feeding off the attention and praise of others to fuel their own sense of self-importance. When you're dealing with a narcissist, it's essential to remember that their behavior is not about you. It's about them and their deep-seated insecurities. They're like a house of cards, always on the verge of collapse, and they'll do anything to keep their fragile sense of self intact. In the next part of this video, we're going to explore the psychological traits of narcissists and what drives their behavior. You might be surprised at what you learn and how it can help you navigate relationships with these complex individuals. One of the key characteristics of narcissists is their grandiosity, an exaggerated sense of their own importance and achievements. They often talk about themselves in glowing terms and expect others to do the same. But beneath this facade of confidence lies a deep-seated fear of inadequacy, a constant fear that they're not good enough and that someone will discover their imperfections. Narcissists also have a tendency to be highly reactive to criticism, often becoming aggressive or defensive when confronted with flaws or mistakes. This is because any criticism threatens to shatter their carefully constructed image of perfection and expose the fragile self that lies beneath. Despite their self-assured exterior, narcissists are often plagued by feelings of emptiness and boredom, which they'll frequently try to fill with new relationships, material possessions, or addictive behaviors. This constant need for stimulation is a desperate attempt to distract themselves from the creeping sense of inadequacy that haunts them. At their core, narcissists are driven by a deep-seated fear of being seen as vulnerable or weak. They're terrified that if they show any signs of vulnerability, others will take advantage of them or abandon them.